Who do you credit most influential in your life, Shawn? It can be more than one, personal or professional.
Yeah, I don't know that there's a single individual. I mean, and I say that to say that there have been a lot of people over the years. You know, Galileo had a saying that I've never met a man so ignorant that I couldn't learn something from him.
I like that.
And I think there's a lot of truth to that, you know, and I try and live my life like that. And I think about the people who surround me. You know, my co-author is a pretty amazing person. My wife is incredibly intelligent. I learn something from her, you know, all the time. She's just an amazing person. Then, you know, our clients. And these are all people who have, you know, are running successful companies and have this level of humility. You know, they're going out and they're searching for more information. They're trusting us to help make that happen. You know, it's almost impossible to be around them and not learn something. So I think for me, it isn't one person or two people. It's hundreds of people, and I try and pick information up just from everybody.
In broad strokes, can you maybe, for the layman watching the show, give an example of what your company does for another company?
So we had a client who approached us recently on a strategic issue. So this is sort of a mid-market company. They do about $100 million in revenue, and so they're a pretty large player in their market, right? So they're kind of the dominant player. And they said, you know, they approached us and said, well, Shawn, you know, we want to understand what would it take not to be the dominant player, but to be the player, essentially almost to create a monopoly, right? What would it take us to get the rest of the market share? So we said, well, you know, that's a pretty admirable statement. Let's go in and look at it. So. And when we got in, we started talking. He said, you know, I'm going to be honest. He goes, we've just about made up our mind that this is the way we're going to go. He goes, you know, so we're kind of looking for research to confirm it. I said, well, research doesn't ever confirm theories, right? You know, we test theories, but we're never hired to confirm them. And he said, well, let's just go. Let's do the research. Let's see what it shows, right? So we came back and we said, all right, so here's the situation. You know, you can be successful. Here are the other people who are buying. Here's how that varies from market to market. The customers who aren't buying from you, they have specific reasons why. This is exactly what they are. Right. And if you want to fix that, then you have to go out and you have to attack these things, and you're going to take business away from these individual competitors one by one by one. And I said, you know, so take that. And he's like, all right, I want to think about it. So we got together a couple weeks later, and I go, so how'd it go? What'd you do? And he goes, oh man, he goes, we were so wrong. He goes, we decided not to do anything. And I'm like, what? And he goes, well, not with your research. He goes, we did a lot with your research. He goes, but what it did is it told us that original theory that we had. He goes, we were decided it was the right one. He goes, we all decided, he goes, that would have been dumb. And I'm like, well, why is that? And he goes, we could have gotten that business, but it would have been hugely costly for us. Yeah. He goes, and it just didn't make sense to go after it. And I'm like, okay, so what are you doing now? He goes, oh, well, this other market completely opened up and it did this, this, and this. And we've been really, he goes, that's taken off like gangbusters. And he goes, and Shawn, here's the deal. He goes, had we gone after, he goes, had we followed our gut in the original sort of with what we were thinking, he goes, we would have tied up all of our resources, and then when this other opportunity came up, he goes, we wouldn't have had the resources free to pursue it. He goes, and we would have lost money over here. He goes, so we would have lost money and missed an opportunity. For me, that's textbook. That's what we're going after, is to create that and say, listen, I didn't make the final decision.
Sure.
I just put the fact plate in front of you, and then you made the decision, right? Yeah. And he's like, yeah, this is what I needed, and now I know what the next step is that I need to take my business in. And that's rewarding. That's textbook for us on the strategic side. And we see similar things on the employee side too. So that's it.
It's amazing to me doing this show. Everybody's coded so differently. Everybody has different passions and interests. I would not get up in the morning and be excited about that. But I love the fact that you are, and that's what fascinates me, and that's why I want to have you on the program.
Well, thank you.
That is amazing.
Thank you.